Today we're going to talk about the Reseller Muscle. We're going to talk about the worst 5 sales I had last week and the best 5 sales I had last week. But before we get into all that, if this is your first time here, my name is Brian. I'm a reseller. I sell on eBay. I go to garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, and I look for things that I can flip on eBay for a profit. I'm an everything seller, so it's a whole range of things. You'll see that in today's video in the worst and best 5 items. But it's a lot of stuff. So just buckle up and hope you have a good time. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the reseller muscle. I also think of it as consistency. If you just wanted to boil down the reseller muscle into just one word, I say consistency. And I've been thinking about this a lot, mainly because of myself and needing to make sure I'm in peak reseller shape. And I was thinking back to some books that I listened to from David Goggins, where he's an ex-Navy SEAL. And they have a phrase in the SEALs that slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And to me, what that really means is slow down, pay attention, be consistent with what you're doing. The reseller muscle, when you think about it like maybe going to the gym, if you go to the gym once a month and then you eat junk food for the rest of the month, you're not going to really see any results. And I kind of think of my eBay business like that. If, once a month or once a week, I list a few items, and then the rest of the week, I'm shopping, and I'm piling stuff over there in the money mountain, waiting to get listed, good stuff that's going to make money someday, and not listing it, then I'm really not in good reseller shape. I'm getting out of shape. So I think to be the best that I can be, I need to think about it like, again, like you're going to the gym. You need to do 5 reps of listing. You need to do 5 reps of testing and cleaning stuff that maybe old electronics, or I've got VCRs to test. So, and then, look at what your personal best is. That's something that my son and one of my nephews is at the gym all the time trying to get their personal best weight, whether, they're benching or squatting or whatever. But, what does my personal best listing day look like? I can tell you today it's 26 items in one day, which for me was quite a bit of work, just because I work in a fairly small space. And I have to move things around and set things up. So for me, building that reseller muscle is extremely important because I don't have separate stations for everything where I can just move freely. There's a little bit of Tetris that goes on in my space. So I'm going to be doing my best to get in my best reseller shape. If you feel like you need to as well, I'm here to cheer you on. There's probably a bunch of people in the comments. There's a great community of resellers here on YouTube to cheer you on as well. But I just think it's super important. It's something that it's not, it's a little cliche, but it's not a destination. It's a journey. It's something you're continually working on and doing. You don't really ever get there. You're just going there. So yeah, that's my whole pep talk for the week, or my soapbox speech. Probably more for me than anybody else, but just wanted to say all those things out loud. And now that this video's out there, I'm holding myself accountable for it as well. All right, now let's take a look at sales overall for the week before we get into the worst sales. So last week was pretty good. Sold 36 items, which was up about 10 items from the previous week. So we got 36 items gone out the door for a total sales dollar. So this is item sales and shipping revenue. So item revenue and shipping revenue together was $1,738.09. It's a pretty big jump from last week. after all the fees are taken out, so there's cost of goods, platform fees, promo fees, all that stuff wrapped together, I ended up with a pre-tax profit of $777.79. That was a lot of sevens there. Which was a 45% profit margin for the week, which is actually my target. So I'm stoked to be hitting my target profit margin. Last week was quite a bit lower. I had a lot of lower value items sell. This week was a lot better. I actually made it. You can see it up there, but I made $55 in shipping, which is quite a bit. I've been making anywhere between $10 and $20 a week in shipping. But this past week was $55. In the clothing, especially where I'm selling I'm doing a flat rate shipping, it's typically higher than what I'm paying for shipping. I think I had one item surpass it, but a lot of items I'm making $2-3 on my shipping on those items, so it's bolstering the profit margin there. And then I had a nice win on one of the big sales I had in the shipping department as well, which we'll get to take a look at. Number one source for profit was estate sales. That 7 items made up 31% of the profit. The other 69% of the profit is thrift stores, garage sales, personal items, just a whole, or friends and family was in there, just a whole host of things. But number one source for profit was estate sales. Promoted sales, I had 23 items out of the 36, so that's 64% of them sold on a promoted listing. And then offers that either a buyer sent me or I sent to them, there were 19 items, or 53% of the items sold. And then between the two, there were 9 double dips, which means they sold on a promoted listing and an offer. I didn't run a sale last weekend on purpose. Friday was really good. I had 10 sales come in on Friday, which is highly unusual for me. And when that started, I was curious to see what would happen through the weekend, so I decided I was going to run a sale Saturday, Sunday. I decided not to see what would happen based on the sales that came in on Friday. Not as many came in, only 6 Saturday and Sunday combined, but good sales, so I'm not gonna complain about that. It was still a really good week. Now we can jump into the 5 worst sales of the week. Unfortunately, we'll get down to the last item and see that I did lose money on one item this week, which was kind of a bummer, but I'm not going to get I'm not bent out of shape about it at all. It's an item I've had in my inventory for about 8 months. It's gone. I've got a decent amount of money back in my pocket to go reinvest in new inventory, which I've already done, and I'm going to be making money on this stuff. So I'm glad to have done that. All right, 5th worst sale of the week is this Toyota fanny pack or crossbody bag I picked up at a garage sale. I was there talking to the folks, and I picked up what did I pick up? Oh, a little Salad Master strainer, steamer insert, and whenever I was going to pay for it, it was $1 for the steamer insert. Whenever I went up there, they had this fanny pack sitting there. It was brand new. It was a promotional item they got from, I guess they bought a Toyota. And they only wanted 50 cents for it. I didn't even comp it. I was like, somebody will buy it, or I'll use it or give it away, something. But so I've had it listed for about 4 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and took an offer of $8. So 50 cents into $8, I made a $4.74 pre-tax profit, or a 38% profit margin. So I made pretty good ROI on my money, but just the profit margin is not great. Not a very good high dollar sale there. The 4th worst sale of the week is this Rever double spout saucepan. I picked this up at a Goodwill, just a ways from my house. I paid up a little bit for it. I did pay $5.39, thinking I was going to sell it for more. I've had very little action, anything on it. Ended up taking an offer of $12 plus shipping for a $4.40 pre-tax profit, or a 21% profit margin. That's something I wouldn't pick up again. unless I was going to use it personally. It's just if maybe if I paid $1 for it at a garage sale or something, but buying them at Goodwill, I can't do that again. And then number three are these Praying Hands salt and pepper shakers. My wife pointed these out. I don't remember if it was a garage sale or an estate sale, but we picked them up for $1 and sold them for $7.56 plus shipping on an offer, for a $4.07 pre-tax profit, or a 34% profit margin. My wife is a detail-oriented shopper, and oftentimes she has a really good eye for stuff. Oftentimes she'll pick out an item that'll sell well that was sitting there whenever I walked by it. She bats cleanup a lot and finds the cool items after I've walked past them for whatever reason. It's another item I probably wouldn't pick up again. It was a cool item, and I thought for $1 I couldn't get hurt, but there were so many of them listed. I'm just glad mine sold. It sold in about 30 days. It sold pretty fast. And then the second worst sale of the week is this Wall Street mug. It's a neat little piece. It's got a little spinner dice on there, and it's very Wall Street themed. I did send out an offer on it, and I paid $1 for it. I bought 2 of them, paid $1 for it, and sold it for $7.42 plus shipping. Coincidentally, I sold the second one for full price, $9.89 plus shipping today, and so it's going to go out tomorrow. But so yeah, now they're both gone. But $7.42 plus shipping for a $2.47 pre-tax profit, or a 16% profit margin. Not a great one. Another item that I wouldn't buy again. Wouldn't even take it for free. Just wouldn't do it. And then the worst sale of the week, the money loser, are these Saucony tennis shoes that have a really cool pattern on them. I don't remember. I think it says like babushka or something on the tongue of the shoe. It's a cool little design on the shoes. I'm not into shoe culture or sneaker culture or anything like that, so I saw them at Ross, thought they were cool, thought I could sell them for more than I actually could. This is back when I was buying a bunch of stuff, trying to be a retail arbitrage king, and got knocked off my throne pretty fast. But had these for about 8 months. I paid $49.50 for them and sold them for $55 plus shipping on an offer. They went to Canada, so he made an offer, and yeah, got them sent up to Canada. So I lost $2.06, negative 3% profit margin. So I still got a hefty amount of that money back in my pocket. So $40 some that I can go spend on new inventory, and I've been spending it to get stuff that I can actually make money on. That wasn't so bad, but glad to have those shoes gone. I'm not great at selling shoes. I've sold some in the past, not a lot, but I'm just not. It's not something I'm passionate about or really have an eye for. So a lot of times, what I think looks really cool isn't really worth much. So it just kind of goes that way. All right, now we can look at the 5 best sales of the week. So this is the fun part. It's interesting. I noticed there's one sale on here that wasn't. I guess there's 2 sales that weren't at full price. But typically, whenever I'm in the best sales side, they're selling for full price. And I noticed that almost all, actually every one of the sales in the worst is on an offer, which is usually because I'm just trying to get rid of the stuff. I'm okay with it leaving, just whatever means necessary to get it out the door, get money back. But yeah, let's dig right into it. The 5th best sale of the week were these rocker jeans. I talked about these in I think a one-off short video. It was a very interesting pair of jeans I found in Goodwill. I've told this story a few times, but there's one Goodwill, and I think it happened to me yesterday. I'll get to that. But there's pants stuck in the shirt section on the end of a rack way far away from the pants. Twice now I've found items that sold for good money stuck over there in the wrong place, in the exact same spot. I'm pretty sure somebody is putting inventory in a weird spot so somebody else can get it. Somebody that works there is putting what they know is a good item in a weird spot, so either they can go get it later or somebody they know that resells comes in to get that stuff. And a couple times I just happened to be the one that found it. I noticed those jeans, heavy denim, had a heavy leather tag, had a heavy leather little like tag on the pocket itself, kind of like a little stitched on tag. I don't know what to call it, but it's another tag. And whenever I looked them up, I'm like, these are unusual. I looked them up, and Rocker, R-O-K-K-E-R, they're motorcycle rider jeans. So I had a pretty good sell-through rate. I thought I was going to sell them for more money, but I did. This one's probably my fault. I think I sent an offer out on these because I had a few watchers and had the opportunity to send an offer out. I paid $10.54, and I sold them for $58.56 plus shipping. And I don't know, you can see up here, I think I made a little bit of money on the shipping as well. So I made a $38.38 pre-tax profit, or a 56% profit margin. I'd never seen that brand before. May never see it again. I don't know. But it was pretty cool. A lot of the ones that I saw for sale were shipping from, I think, like the UK or Australia or somewhere not in the US. Most all of them were shipping from outside of the US, which I thought gave me a pretty good opportunity to sell mine fast. And I sold them in about, I don't know, 3 days, 4 days, pretty fast. So I'm happy to take just a little bit less money and get them out the door quick and money back in my pocket. The fourth best sale of the week is Cookware. Probably no. So if you're a returning viewer, that's probably no surprise to you. But it is a piece of cookware. Is this permanent stainless steel, deluxe permanent stainless steel stock pot I picked up at Goodwill for $5.32. When I saw it, I was like, oh man, I hope they didn't price this up. Because the Goodwill here by me has been doing this thing, closest one to me. I don't know, I don't think they have a new manager, but I'm seeing new people on the floor that are bringing carts out. And I'm like, I wonder if somebody new is pricing back there. Younger folks, too, like early 20s. Because I saw some, I forget the name of it, but it's aluminum cookware with a cool, like, almost fleur-de-lis type handles. They had these pieces, like, a whole set, and they had them, like, $20 per piece. And I was like, what in the world is going on here? They're pricing stuff up high. Let's just a little bit and say there was a really old camcorder, no name brand, not worth any money or anything, in a clamshell hard case that I saw today for $45. Like, if this was a Sony Handycam, maybe, but not this. So they're getting a little wonky with some of the pricing that they're doing at that store specifically. I'm not seeing that happen at the other locations, but that one in particular, they're getting a little nutty on the prices. So when I found this, I was hoping it wasn't high, flipped it over. It was $4.89 plus tax, which was a score. So paid $5.32 all in. I comped it, and comps were going for $49.99, so $50. Mine had the Dutch oven lid, and it had the regular stock pot lid, and it actually had another piece, which is sitting over here, which is the, I'm forgetting the type of eggs that you put in there. Poached eggs. Cookers, but there's no cups, so I didn't include this. I'm going to sell this separate as a replacement piece, but there were no little poached egg cups, so I just kept it out separate. And since I had two lids, I listed mine at $59.89 plus shipping and sold it in about 48 hours full price. So that was a really good one. So $42.07 for a pre-tax profit, or a 56% profit margin. Let's see. Third one, more cookware, is this 10-piece set of vintage Revereware. I bought quite a bit of Revereware the past few weeks at a few different estate sales, and what I decided to do is, because I'm trying to get my average sale prices up, my profit up. Instead of packing one saucepan at a time, you know, selling it for $17.89, what if I sell 5 pieces with their lids? So that's what I did. I decided to lot some stuff up and sell it as lots. I did this 10-piece lot. I got $20 into everything there, and I put it up. I was about to put it for $99.89 because I saw some pieces, some lots of 10 selling for that price point. I was like, you know, I'm going to go up a little so I have some wiggle room if somebody wants to make an offer. And they didn't. They paid full price. I sold it in about 48 hours as well. So $20 into $109.89 plus shipping for a $66.18 pre-tax profit, or a 52% profit margin. And I changed the way, so I've been listing usually the hero shot for me, the first shot that you see whenever you're scrolling. I call it, marketing people call it the hero shot. Usually I have it, you know, sitting with the lid on. So I think being able to show that reflection is a big help. So now I'm going to be picturing all my stuff copper up, lid off to the side, so they can see how good the piece actually looks before they have to get to picture 2, 3, or 4. But yeah, that was a really good one. I really enjoyed getting that thing sold. It was super easy to pack up and ship out. And I don't know if it was this one or the other one. I think I made a little bit of money. This one I might have lost a little bit of money. I don't know. But let's move on to number 2. So the second best sale of the week is this stainless steel LK. It's a commercial grade sink. Had it listed for, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 months, something like that. So it was a friends and family item and didn't cost anything, and had it listed a little bit high, significantly less than a brand new one of the same model. But so this is an open box, had a little, you know, dirt and stuff on it. It was out of the box sitting in a shed for a while, but got it all cleaned up. And $0, took an offer of $125 plus shipping, and yeah, got that guy sent out for a $104.78 pre-tax profit, or a 68% profit margin. Best profit margin of the week, which, you know, whenever you have 0 cost of goods and a $125 item, it's bound to happen. And looking at the best sale of the week is another vintage set of Revereware. This is a 13-piece set. This set is, I think it's this one, is pre-1968. It's either the 10-piece or the 13. I think it's the 13. It's pre-1968. I've got $30 into it, and again, I was going to price it at like $149, $159, somewhere in there, and I thought, you know, I'm going to price it up a little higher, and that way I've got wiggle room. And again, I didn't need wiggle room. I put it at $189.89, and it sold for full price. That one sold in about 48 hours also. Just blew my mind. So I sold that one first, actually, and the 10-piece came second. But yeah, that one just like, whoa. $127.11 pre-tax profit, or a 55% profit margin. And that's, you know, I found a new muscle there that I hadn't worked out before, is selling in lots. And I say that, I did a lot of 3 saucepans about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that I thought I'd try. That was the first one I tried, and it sold pretty fast, and I was like, I'm going to try some more. And it's working. So I've actually got a new lot that you don't see. It's sitting right here in front of me. I've got a lot sitting over here to get pictured. So I've got some lots. I dismantled some of my inventory to build some lots and get those sold, so I can sell multiple pieces at a time, get my average sale price up, get more money back, and get it reinvested. And that's it. That's everything that, you know, the top 5, worst 5 that sold this week. It was a really good week. This current week has started off pretty well. I've had some decent sales. It's Tuesday now. It's the end of the day. Had some decent sales Monday and Tuesday. So I've got short videos on that. If you want to see, you can go see everything. I've got a playlist on my channel called What Sold on eBay. And it is literally, if you go through that playlist, you will see every single thing that I've sold on eBay for the past, I don't know, I've had it up there, been 5, 6, 7 months now on that playlist. So you can see every single thing I sell, where I bought it, how much I paid for it, everything. But yeah, I appreciate you sticking around if you're still here. If you are, YouTube thinks you might want to take a look at these videos. Take a look at them. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button and follow along on my reselling journey. If you have any comments or questions, if you want to leave those below, I will absolutely get back to you. I really appreciate the support. And until next time, have a great day.